Hi, welcome to Video 2, Module 2. My name is Natasha Papasavas and I'm a Senior Associate at Pearsons Lawyers. If this is your first video, then I strongly suggest that you go back to Module 1. Module 1 contains highly important actions that you must take prior to proceeding any further. To do this, you need to go to the Pearsons YouTube channel or to the Pearsons website and follow the links. Otherwise, let's proceed. There are two ways to apply for a divorce. The first is to go to a lawyer, and the second is to do it your own divorce kits, which I'm going to discuss in another video. But the basic ground for divorce is that you have to be separated for 12 months. There are sometimes situations whereby the husband or the wife is unable to leave the matrimonial home, and therefore this is classified as separation under the same roof. To prove this, so to speak, you need to get either a family or a friend, basically, that can corroborate that there has been separation under the same roof. So this needs to be for a period of 12 months. Once you've established that major ground of the 12 months, then you can go to your lawyer and ask them to make that application. You must make sure you take your marriage certificate with you because it needs to be shown to the court that there has actually been a valid marriage. Once that has been satisfied, you will get a hearing date, and the hearing date will usually be from 6 to 8 weeks from the time that person has gone in and taken in the divorce. The application will be stamped. Once it's stamped, then it'll go to a process server if you don't decide to go through the avenue of a lawyer. The lawyer will tell the process server where the husband or the wife live. This is where some complications arise because the other party often wants to be difficult, or they basically lost touch with the other person. So this is when the lawyer will have to make an application to the court to dispensate with service, which is a little bit complicated if you decided to do things on your own. After that, the court needs to know whether or not there are children under 18 years of age. If there aren't any children, then it's a little easier because it's just dealing with the parties. But if there are children, then the court must be satisfied that the children have been properly taken care of. Basically, are they seeing their mum and dad properly, or who's living with who, and the accommodation is sufficient, and that the child is progressing well at school, and that generally the well-being of the child is taken care of. Once that's all taken care of, then the registrar will either grant a divorce. Before getting to that point though, I haven't mentioned the costs associated with the divorce. Now, it depends on if you've got a concession card or if you have a pension. Both of those will obviously discount the fee. But if you have a lawyer, the divorce fee will vary. Depending on whether or not the service of the application on the other party was easy, then it shouldn't cost so much. It all depends on whether or not there's an affidavit that needs to be done to prove separation under the same roof. It all just depends. Generally, when you get to the point of an application of a divorce, you've gone through all the motions of, you should have gone through all the motions of working out the arrangements of the children and property. Now, I must tell you that prior to applying for your divorce application, you should make sure that the financial situation has been resolved between the parties, because after your divorce is granted, you only have 12 months to apply for financial orders, so to speak. So it's very important to do that. So the process of making an application sort of seems easy, but there are lots of hurdles that you need to go through before you actually achieve it. So you have to look at your children, you have to look at your property, and most of all, you have to make sure that the children are adequately taken care of if they are children in the marriage, and that to satisfy the court. So if you have a lawyer to represent you for your divorce application, the stress of going to court is no longer required because you're not needed to go to court for an application for a divorce. Your lawyer can appear on your behalf, which obviously provides a sense of relief to the client. So this concludes this video, and in my next video I'm going to discuss do-it-yourself divorce kits. So bye for now.
All our videos in this YouTube series can be found through the Pearsons YouTube channel or by visiting the Pearsons website and following the links. Alternatively, if you know that it's simply time to see a family lawyer, please contact us for a free initial consultation. Please be advised that we must complete a conflict check so that we can only represent one party in a family law matter. So if your partner is watching this same YouTube series and engages our services before you do, we advise that we may not be able to talk to you. Whatever it is that you choose, it's our wish that throughout this YouTube series, you can finally gain a sense of certainty so that you know where you stand.